Assalamu alaikum, dear students. After a long Eid vacation, how are you all? Hope you are well and hearty. Today's class is designed for the students of Standard 10. Welcome you all to enjoy my today's class. Today, I am here to describe the concept of corruption. Let's go for corruption. The corruption in politics and the corruption in the government and non-government administration means to abuse the organization to gain any personal interest, generally by bribe, coercion, under influence and giving any special advantage to an individual by abusing the power of the administration is called the corruption. That means the corruption is the activities done by the individual or group that stands against public interest or contrary to the established rules. For example, both the bribe and nepotism are corruption. Any deliberate negligence to perform a specific responsibility so as to get illegal opportunity and advantage is also the corruption. The corruption has connection with occupation, power, interest, cash, material, etc. And someone has to be suffered because of corruption. Though the nature and technique of this crime is different from other crimes and it requires more cunning ploy than physical work. Now we will know the forms of corruption. First of all, bribery. We know the making of illegal payment or the activity of giving, offering or accepting bribes. Embezzlement, theft and fraud. Fraudulent, dishonest conversion of property from a property owner. Extortion. Blackmailing, the practice of extorting money or other property. Abuse of discretion. We know the abuse, improper treatment, and discretion, the ability to make wise choices or decisions. Favoritism or nepotism, the favoring of relatives or personal friends because of their relationship. Exploiting conflicting interests and improper political contributions. Let's see one video depends on this.
Corruption. Corruption is the abuse of power or position for personal gain. There are many forms of corruption, including bribery, embezzlement, and extortion. For example, a purchasing agent for a company might take a bribe from a supplier. In return, the purchasing agent will pay more than the usual price for the goods. The supplier and the agent pocket the extra money at the expense of the company. Or, for instance, in the case of political corruption, government officials might use their positions to extort payments from a company that the government regulates. Indeed, economic corruption impedes growth, and political corruption undermines good governance. Unfortunately, both forms of corruption are still widespread across the world.
Next, types of corruption. There are two types of corruption. Petty corruption, it is known as public corruption, and state corruption, it is the grand corruption. So petty corruption, in which the misuse of public officer for private gain, though it is occur in the low level and in a small scale. And state corruption, it is the grand corruption. Grand corruption involving substantial amounts of money and usually which is run by the high level officials and which impacts the whole country. Factors of corruption. Human greed, lazy or unwilling to do the work, insufficient income, the absence of a true culture of the organization. Now we will know the causes of corruption. The causes of corruption in Bangladesh are many. There is a proverb that is, necessity knows no law. That is, there are many instances of corruption for the crisis of money. Some of the service holders want to earn additional money through corruption. In such cases, they take tips, commissions, cost of refreshment, other materials, etc. in exchange of processing the files of the offices, and sometimes they take bribe not only processing the files but also by locking the files in red tape in the head office. the luxurious life to the officials and high ambitions to become the owner of more wealth in few days. Sometimes the luxurious life of the officials and high ambitions to make the owner of more wealth in few days makes the officials corrupted, and there is no similarity between their legal income and their lifestyle. Sometimes too many demands of the family members. In our country, sometimes we see some members have the high demands in the family, which leads them to do the corruption with a view to achieving dignity and wealth. It is seen that those who has much wealth has much social recognition. For this reason, with a view to achieving dignity and wealth, many people become corrupted to collect wealth and to be rich. Political instability, social instability due to business competition. We know the price level of essential products in Bangladesh is going upwards without any logic, and at the same time inflation is also getting upwards. For such price hike and inflation, the businessmen, wholesale dealers, middlemen, traders, stockbroker make their haven of corruption. They gain much profit by cheating and corruption, and due to this the people with low income just for their survival start doing corruption. Degradation of religious and moral values may also cause the increase of corruption in our society. Now, effects of corruption. The harmful impacts of corruption in our social life is far-reaching. One can be easily cheated by the other in a society where it is full of corruption. A corrupted person may also become the victim of corruption by other person, and a corrupted society holds the scenario of deprivation of justified rights in this regards, that is, follow violation of merit, less employment, no economic stability, lost resource, less prosperity, weakened development, increase the rate of poverty, less respect for rights, less provision of services, destroying future of education, and law and order situation, thus leads to increase the crime. So we can say the qualified person don't have any rightful place. If the non-qualified person through nepotism or bribe get appointment and promotion, the qualified person become deprived from their rights, and the social justice cannot be ensured because of corruption. Corruption creates frustration in people of the society. As a result, the development of talent hampers and gradually creativity losses. And in a corrupted country, people lost respect for the law and order situation, rules and regulations of the society. It impedes the socio-economic development. Now, how to prevent the corruption? It is necessary to create mass awareness and social movement against corruption to prevent it from the society. In this regard, the mass media as an effective tool for creating mass awareness. Ensuring accountability among all levels people of the society may eradicate corruption. To lift the veil of corruption from the people through proper auditing of income, expenditure, asset, wealth, etc. And corruption may be eradicated by organizing the people of the society for massive social movement to identify those corrupted persons. Corruption can also be prevented by creating necessary job facility, establishing law and order situation, taking programs for eradication of poverty. Besides, by reviving family values and preventing degradation of social values, corruption can be prevented in an effective way. Let's go to see the 10 steps to fight against corruption. Next, come to conclusion. We must keep in the mind that nothing is impossible. If we join our hands together, there can be an end to this deep-rooted evil. And the only thing is, it takes time. A little progress every day leads to a big result one day, maybe tomorrow. Be good and do good. Thanks to all. Corruption is deadly, so stop it. You must stay safe because day by day the number of COVID-19 patients are increasing in our country. And I hope very soon we will overcome this problem and again we will return to our loving and beautiful green campus. Stay blessed. Thank you all.